Hey, my name's Liam. My handle is LiamG25, and this is a tutorial on level 12 of Splatoon 2, individual levels, new game plus. It's Octo-Resort, or Octo-Resort Spring. I always mess it up. So these tutorials are intended for players who are already familiar with the game. Maybe you've got some competitive play under your belt, and you're trying to learn just good, nice, clean routes. So to begin with, this level is a bit of a zoo. For all the other levels, there's been reasonable things that I can tell a new player who hasn't been speedrunning. Reliable strategies to get going, but this level is a bit of a different beast. We'll get into it and you'll see why. So you want to ink this rail, swim down, do a dually roll, and then come down onto these rocks. The reason why you want to come down to these rocks immediately might not be exactly apparent, but because there's some strangeness with this geometry. But you'll just have to trust me that it's the best. All right, once you come down here, you want to send a curler down this line. As always, the straighter the better. Straight lines are shorter lines, and running parallel to these bouncy pads is good. So you want to swim, do a short bounce, and then do a tall bounce onto the next set of pads. It'll look a little bit like this. On set 2, you get shot, of course, and then you're going to jump up here, same thing. Jump up here, same thing. Okay. Get these guys out of my way. So then, once you arrive here, you'll be still in the cycle. So what you want to do is send a curler down or ink your way down, depending upon how clear your line is. Now, where you arrive in this cycle will determine your next actions. But this section is kind of a mess. But generally speaking, you want to do something like that, where you cut a nice line from the spawning point. You bounce on these. You clear the center of that platform and make your way over to this lockup. The bouncy mechanics are completely unique to this level, but the general rules about squid momentum are true, where if you maintain your forward momentum, you'll go fast, right? So like in other levels, where the fastest thing you can do is to just fall while swimming. That is also true here. And then you slow to the glacial pace if you do too many vertical jumps. So keep that in mind. Have a plan, know where you're going. So depending upon where you arrive in the cycle, you'll either be able to do that strat, or you'll have to do another one where you'll notice that the hitbox, shall we say, the geometry for these crates is actually super wonky, right? So you can take advantage of that. So you'll either be coming in and keeping your momentum and doing that, or you'll be coming through and you'll be lining up your timing with the spacing of one of these crates, something like that. And then just keep it going. All right. So, believe it or not, these bouncing Octarians on this section can actually be quite a bit of a pain. Generally speaking, this is the route you want to take. You would start up here, you would throw a curler down into this corner, so it inks your path, do a short jump so that you clear the first vertical there, and then make your way over. It's actually a lot harder than it looks. Then you want to come down here, same idea, throw a curler down, make sure you don't do a tournament winner, away you go. All right, here you just immediately go back and then do a dually roll or two. For maximum momentum, you can mash in a third one after your first two, but don't do a fourth. Usually going directly back on the bouncy pads will be the fastest thing for you to do, but it can vary a little bit depending upon where you are in the cycle. So, same here, you want to embrace it's always fastest to fall while squidding, and just proceed all the way across. So, slightly advanced technique, but definitely not impossible and worth learning, is using your dually rolls while on the bouncy pads. Luckily, it's really easy to practice it. in these sections. So just hold forward while you're doing the dually rolls to make sure that you're moving forward rather than doing something like that where you just don't actually progress further at all. All right, same story here. It's always faster to fall while squidding, so just do that. And then clear the barrier. Okay, so you'll come here. It's possible to ink and enter the ink while ascending like that. It's a little tricky, but it's worth learning how to do because it'll save you some precious time like that. All right, and then once you're here, you're just a curl away and a dodge roll, and that's the level. This is a really, really, really goofy, very silly level to speedrun, and I think it's definitely worth spending some time into it. I find it immensely satisfying to get the squid bouncing around because you do move really, really quick when you get those bouncy pads working for you. But yeah, there's level 12, Octo-Resort Spring, or as I always call it, Octo-Spring Resort. Anyhow, I've been your, I guess your host, your tutorial creator, Liam. Thanks for watching. Check out the playlist because I've got speedrunning tutorials for every level in this fine squid racing game.